Many of us have had an aversion to the human form and difficult time acclimating to third-dimensional life, which has manifested in one form or another as disease. There are positive aspects to the state of illness that aren't easily recognized, due to the sheer amount of pain that illness comes with. One of the undervalued aspects to illness is that it teaches us how to properly care for our physical vehicle. Personally, I know that if it wasn't for my own health conditions I have suffered from over the years, I wouldn't be as conscious of my health as I am today, nor would I be that very helpful of a healer. Imagine the ether as a sea of consciousness made up of different radio waves. These radio waves are broadcasted into infinite versions of reality, or radio stations. Each station broadcasts a different version of reality. The ascension process is the elevation of our bodies onto a different radio station, or version of reality. This includes shifting our whole being into a different phase of consciousness. This process includes all of our bodies, the physical, emotional, mental, etheric and spiritual. It will do no good to repel the channel we are on. It is about simply no longer being magnetized to this channel. When there is no longer a need for a being to learn its lessons on this radio station, the channel naturally drops off. The body's role in the ascension process is meant to guide us into higher states of awareness. It does this by maneuvering us down certain paths that lead to a spiritual awakening. Illness redirects us. Many times, our higher self will use illness as a medium to pull us out of our identity and shift our consciousness. That's also why it seems like so many awakening individuals end up with mystery illnesses. Although awakening is continual without a foreseeable end, it is entirely possible to awaken to the extent that this density provides us. To deny that consciousness is a spectrum consisting of a myriad of phases is, at its very roots, to deny that growth can take place at all. In fact, the purpose of this lifetime for many souls is to awaken to the multidimensional nature of reality. The lessons we learn through caring for our body broaden all our understandings of the world we live in, including the many covert detriments to our health, as well as why these detriments exist in the first place. For many, their spiritual awakening begins with a not-so-spiritual feel to it at all. It's brought on by tugging at a single thread of information and discovering more than what was expected to unravel. Since the body is the vehicle that is facilitating our ascension, part of evolving includes learning how to care for the physical vessel. We've all heard that the body is a temple, although sometimes it can be hard to literally treat it as such. Our temple needs an adequate amount of resources to carry out its functions. The physical body must be strong enough to integrate the massive influx of energy from higher realms. From this, we can see a large part of cultivating self-love comes from our ability to make choices and take actions that produce health and vitality. We can develop an innocent and good-intentioned tendency to focus on upgrades to our energy field without having learned how to listen to our body and meet its needs. An important mantra I have learned from my own healing journey is, give the body what it needs before it has to ask for it. Once the body needs to ask for something, it's already operating from a place of distress and a symptom has developed. With all of the modern toxins we come across, it's easy to take our physical vehicle for granted until it's running on empty or encounters a healing crisis. Just like it's highly unrealistic to expect an individual who is experiencing a paradigm shift to operate from the same level of consciousness for their entire life, it's as unrealistic to expect the body to function optimally without the foundational support it requires to make that possible. As an energy healer, I give resources to my clients so they can maintain their self-healing regimen. When the client's energy field is addressed as a holistic composition of body, mind, and soul, then the upgrades they receive are able to integrate on a cellular level without overtaxing the physical body. For example, when a client comes to me for anxiety issues, The first thing I ask before we get into anything esoteric is if they may be zinc deficient. That's how important of a role minerals play in our overall health. Trapped emotions can affect our body's ability to absorb nutrients. Adequate stomach acid production is so vital to several different functions in the body that seem unrelated to the gut, such as sleep, neurotransmitter production, and hair growth, to name a few. These brief depictions show a glimpse of how multidimensional the factors contributing to the integrity or depletion of the body and mind are. Another important role of the physical body is its storage capacity. The entire capillary network alone serves a metaphysical purpose as a waveguide for infrared signals. From our blood cells to the cavities in our brain, the body is sophisticated technology that receives and transmits electromagnetic energy. Karmic imprints are held within the cells of our body too, and it's through the clearing of these traumas that we are able to transmute the human form into higher grades of light. For this reason, the Ascension Process will activate every theme from this life and past lives that hold suffering in our cellular memory, in order for it to be consciously processed at a visceral level. What this means is that we are going to be drawn to archetypal situations where we play out each role in a dynamic that mirrors to us a conflict that is held inside our own soul stream. In order for the soul to heal, we are moved into each of these roles so that we can experience each perceptive regarding the theme. What this is doing is seeking balance so it can be neutralized. For instance, we may have a lot of experience on the victim end of a polarity, so we move into the role of the perpetrator unconsciously until that power dynamic is exorcised into consciousness. Spiritual evolution moves in a spiral motion where we revisit our overarching themes, each time integrating a little more of our being, deepening our understanding and shifting our vantage point. The journey from karma to dharma is facilitated through the gift of the physical body.